This one our family matter. Oh. No,
Real family matter. You don't want to give up on me this year. God will help me,
I
sha.
know. See, I'm fully motivated for you this year because the things you are doing, like when you have done, you have broken a ceiling, it's easier. There are some people that it's very hard to help them because the basic things they are still shying away from it. So when
Okay.
you have now been able to overcome that shyness where I don't want to
Mm,
face camera, I don't want to put myself
mm.
out there, it's much more easier. There are some pep talk that I don't need to do. I don't need to do for you because you are also taking that step, to be out there.
Thank you.
So basically, how I want this session to run is
Okay.
that number one is that I want us to clearly see what your brand will be communicating on social media or media. Number two is that I want us to understand what you'll be focusing on first. I mean, if you can draft out the next 6 months plan from here, it will be very good for us that we know exactly the direction we are going. It's possible that you have multiple ideas, but if you don't align them or arrange them based on preference, it will not really work well. Another aspect is that I want to see how I can, work with you hand in hand. Right now, I have two major brands I'm doing this for. Like we still had this session we're having today. I've had it with my boss this evening. But he's always traveling global, global today, Japan, tomorrow. So he doesn't have time. He doesn't even feel he needs this. But based on my own knowledge, I know that there's a need for this. And when we had the session, it was just like, Timmy, like, I'm thinking of him this much. I said, it's my work. That's what we do as strategists. We think of people, we see how, because if not, at the end of the day, you'll be asking me, what have we done? How?
Mm.
So help
Yeah.
us see how we
Yeah.
can work together on this. Then
Okay.
also, um, the last aspect is to be willing to do anything to make it happen. Because at some point, there will be some things we need to do. Might not be convenient, might not even be financial. Some might be financial, some might just
Okay.
be to, do extra. So we have to be willing to put all that it takes into it. So the first session, that's our objective for today. The first session is to ask some few questions. These questions are to help you further unlock, or perhaps there are some things that you might have thought of before, but you've not turned them down or you've not really see through them. So as I'll be asking the questions, just be sincere with your answers. Number one is, so when you look back at your career, what are the things you are most proud of?
Okay. Looking back at my career, what are the things I'm most proud of?
Yeah.
Okay. Number one, I'm very positive about the fact that I've been able to build something out of nothing. That one, number one for me, is always, very paramount for me. The fact that I've been able to build something out of nothing, that's one. Then secondly, the fact that I have people that have been able to groom, people I've been able to work with over the years, people that I have impacted into, I've been opportune to see people moving from nowhere to somewhere, at least by managing them. So that gives me joy, actually. Then lastly, I will say another thing that really, makes me glad is the fact that I really need to think about that. Mm. The fact that I've been able to build meaningful relationships, yes. The kind of people I've met on this job, I don't think if I was not on this job, I don't think I'll be able to meet some of them. This job has opened me up to, lots of people normally that I wouldn't have been able to meet. So those
Yeah.
three aspects, yes, those three aspects really stand out for me. One, the fact that I've been able to build something out of nothing. Two, when you look back at the people you have worked with, it gives you joy seeing them, doing well, replicating yourself in people, and they are able to, do pick up. That's two. Then the relationship building aspect, the kind of people I've met, the relationship I've been able to build over the years. So those three key aspects really stand out for me when I look back at my career.
Okay. So one of the reasons why I asked that question is because when you have given your life to something so much, if you can't pinpoint what beyond the salary, if you can't pinpoint what has you know come out of it,
Okay.
um, at the end of the day, it will lead to regret. Some
Hmm.
not because nothing has come out of it, but because you've not been able to articulate it into something. So some people have not gotten to the point where they ask themselves, "What? Why am I even still doing this job?" So they just enter depression from it without first analyzing, okay, what is in it for me? And I think from what you have said, it's a lot. Then the next question is, what do people already come to you for advice about?
Hmm. Number one, I see myself in this position of when people need something, they will always come to me. Like, in fact, just before this session, I was about sending a message to one of my friends. He's in Lagos. We were both regional managers together. I wanted to tell him that, Solomon, it's only when you people need something you remember me, because I needed something from him. No, don't laugh. It's really got to me this. I was just about sending the message. I wanted to tell him that, so it's only when you people need something you remember me. So I cannot have friends, you know I need something and
Mhm.
you people will get it done for me. It's only when you people need help you remember me. So I've been in a position where when people want something to be when they want something, to be done, they remember me. It's me they will come to.
Mm.
Okay, like this particular Solomon I'm talking about, he's working for another company, right? He needed me to help him put a team together, as in Ibadan. And I was able to do that for him within 3 days. I was able to gather, CVs. They did interviews and they were able to pick some marketers. He's not the first person. Several people, when they need hands here in the southwest, they reach out to me. We
Mm.
need like 3 reps, 4 reps. Please, can you put them? And I'm able to do that for them. So one, when people want something done, I notice that they will always reach out to me. But me, when I need something done, it's like people don't always come around for me. Me, I'm the one that is always, helping people get things done. So that's one. When people need something to be done, they reach out to me. They know that they'll get what they want. I think that's
Mm.
one thing that I can say. you know.
So why is it that you don't have people that can also do that for you?
Well, like, to be very honest, today I've just been having a lot of rethink that, okay, if people are always coming to you when they need help, but when you need them to do something for you, they drag. Why is that? Why is it like that? I had to really ask myself, and I was about sending that Solomon. I was very, very upset that, so if I need something from you, I need you to do something for me. Why are you dragging? But when you need me to do something for you, I'll be, up and doing. So I'm not saying in all cases, but most
Yeah.
times I've discovered that, yeah, I've discovered that, people always feel like you have it together, all together. Like,
Mm.
do you really need, sometimes it's like, is it that they don't take you seriously, or do you really need, is it you, is you now, you have everything going, you can do this, you can do that. So sometimes I wonder, is it that they think I don't really need that help, you know So it
So
bothers me
it's really,
sometimes.
I think I should give perspective to this. So it's in two ways. It's
Mm-hmm.
possible that what you are asking from them, it's possible that what you are thinking is correct. Maybe they just feel, ah, we are settled now, we are the ones struggling. But it's also in another way, maybe they don't have what it takes to supply answer to what you need. But in another way, you probably will need to start looking for the people that, so you are naturally someone that wants to help. So you need
Hmm.
to also maybe in a way identify people that care about you and know what they can supply for you as help. For example, we have been part of our own life, part of our family, and in every way you can, you support even our business. I want to do something, you want to be part of it. My wife wants to do something, you want to patronize, you want to be part of it. So what you start doing is, okay, what is the strength of these people? What can they do with it? For example, what we are doing now, I have an amount I charge people when I want to do strategy session like this. But looking at our relationship is something, it doesn't cost me aside my time to make it happen. So when you probably alike people that, okay, this person, this is his own strength, this is their own strength, they can do this, they can proper, because you know the fact that they are not coming forth for you now, in the nearest future they can be very positive. So sometimes it's better to look at it that way, so that you still accommodate other people in
Hmm.
their weakness while they are still learning. It's possible that it's somebody else that will correct them, that will lash them and say, ah, even this is this Emem that I've
Hmm.
been treating, ah, he's not good though, let me now change.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
but it's
Okay.
a good one. So you people come to you, they see you as a resourceful person, someone that can get things done when they face difficulty. But aside that, so
Hmm.
I know the example you cited was work based. Outside
Hmm.
work, what else do people come to you for help for, or advice?
Yes, outside my professional career work things, coming to my personal, life, I've discovered that people want you to help them solve issues. They come to me for advice. Advice as in marital relationship. I'm not a relationship coach, but I've discovered that most times people come to me for advice in that area, parenting, relationship, like last week somebody still reached out to me that he needs a wife, blah 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 blah. I had to post it up. I'm telling you, is that serious? Don't laugh. Oh. He gave me all the, I'm telling you, I was like, hey, he gave me all the blah 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 blah. I had to post it, but I did something like that last year actually, and I was able to connect two people last year. I'm telling
Wow,
you,
wow,
yes, I was able to connect to. In fact, the guy is coming this March to meet the lady. That was last year.
wow,
So I also discovered that in my personal, outside job and everything, people look up to me for advice. They will always want, how can I do this thing? How can I do this thing? You understand? Then secondly, people always feel I'm rich. I have so much money. And I've been telling this God,
wow,
God, bless me. Just bless. I'm telling you, people feel I have this money in abundance. And I know that
wow,
by God's grace, we will get there. Honestly, Coach Temi, people always feel I have this money. So these are the
mm,
two areas where I know that by God's grace, if God will bless me, I know that, yeah, I'll be able to be a blessing to people. In a week, Coach Temi, in a week, I'll
mm,
have like, I'm not exaggerating, people that will come and ask you for money, not small, small money. I'll just be laughing
wow,
like, so I don't know whether I would say is a problem, or will I say is sometimes it weighs me down. When you need
So
help,
so
who feel you
yeah.
have the money don't want to help. You understand? Eh, mm,
So as for that, I think it's a good thing. It means that people have good perception about you. Because if it was another way around, it would be very bad. Not very bad, but you know, it's better that people have a good perception about you because for people to know the details of your life, it takes a lot. What they can know is the perception, so that we are trusting God for a better life. We will surely get there, but it's just a matter of time.
amen.
So let's leave that at that. So what do you not want to do in the next 5 to 10 years? Are there things you don't want to be doing in the next 5 to 10 years?
Things I don't want to be doing in the next 5 to 10 years. Number one, I don't want to be stressing about finances. Thinking about continue that smile on. Number one, I don't want to be stressing. David will say, David will say, when shall we stop all this? When you walk into a city, we calculating. I don't want to be doing that again in the next.
Oh, amen.
It's crazy. That financial freedom, that's one. Then secondly, in the next 5 to 10 years, I don't want to be so much this my job. Honestly, I want to, if I can, just retire to something else. I'm tired of the job already. I'm tired of the job. When you are just hanging in there. I love the job, you understand, but I think it's gotten to a point where one needs to, the body is beginning to tell you, man, it's time for you to, those signals, yeah. So in the next 5 to 10 years, I wouldn't want to be so, actively involved in this job anymore. So those are the two aspects, key aspects for me.
Okay. So talking about the job, one thing I will probably say is before based on the level you are right now, you have children, there will always be demand. At least for now, there will always be school fees here and there to
Mm,
pay. So it's not always advisable to just, get out of the job. So what we can do now is to use the job to
mm,
start something else. If we can use the job to start something else and leverage on both the people in the job and the system in the job, you know, it can be a smooth transition such that it will be obvious that what you have started can sustain as you are living. And that's
okay.
one aspect I'm hoping that we can achieve, such that maybe you start another brand and income is already coming from that brand. I can see that, okay, why stress? Though the money might not be up to, but I can transition and have more time to build what I want to do. All right, so talking about the things you are capable of doing, what are the topics you think you can conveniently speak on?
Okay. Hmm. Now, when it comes to topics, let me start from the personal life, my personal life. I can conveniently talk about parenting,
Wow.
anything parenting, single parenting. That one I can talk about conveniently. I'm talking about my personal life now. I can conveniently talk about, you know, finances, how to, build your finances. Yeah, I can talk about that. Financial tools, all those stuff. Yeah, I can talk about. Another thing I can talk about insurance packages. I can talk about things like that. Then coming to my professional life, I can talk about anything around sales, sales generally. building teams, working with teams, all those aspects. I can conveniently talk about, topics like that. So two ways for me, my personal and my professional.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's very good. So, so in your job right now, what level are you? Are you at the highest level based on regional, or you still have people you report to?
Yes, I have one person I report to. So they still call it senior management level, but I still report, to someone, a portfolio manager.
Okay, okay. So
Mhm.
looking at your strength, who are the people you think you can help?
Good. Looking at my strengths, there are three categories of people I can actually help. I can help businesses, small businesses that are looking to expand, maybe expand to newer territories. I can be of value to businesses. I can be of value to people, someone that has just been promoted to a regional manager, I can be of value to that person. Somebody that is aspiring, to the position of maybe area manager, regional manager, I can be of value to that person too. Then I can also be of value to business owners, CEOs. You can give them tips, ideas on how they can, expand, on how they can manage new territories that they plan expanding to. So these are people that I think I can actually give my value to. Small businesses. There are some businesses that don't actually need a full-time, how will I put it, full-time marketer. There are some businesses that need people that can just be like part-time. They don't have the resources to pay full-time staff. Yeah. So people like that, I can help them quickly put together a small team. They don't have to pay them like full-time staff. So these are the people that, I think I can be of value to get.
Okay. So still
Mhm.
talking about that, have you thought
Mm.
of any business you probably can start instead of solving this people's problem? You deliver it for your business.
Now, I've been doing a lot of brainstorming lately, putting together, like when I saw what Auntie Rita, posted, I asked you a
Yeah.
question that I would like to know how you vet, you know.
But yeah.
Yeah, there was a question I asked. Recently I was thinking about something like that. Okay, what if I'm like a go-to when it comes to pharmaceutical companies? Most times they recruit marketers on the field. So what if I am like a go-to, you know, I have people that are already vetted, people that are trained, all those marketing skills, all those sales skills, they've gone through it, so they are like ready for the job. So pharmaceutical companies are like coming to you to like pick talent, something like that. I
Mm,
was just thinking like a
mm,
go-to person if they need um marketers that have been trained, well trained, they know all those fields, all those sales thing, you've trained them. Like, I've thought about that. That's one key aspect I've really looked at. So like an academy where you train, people, you give them all the training they need to make them ready for jobs, pharmaceutical in particular, sales job. Don't know how that sounds, but
yeah,
that's
yeah,
one
yeah.
thing that mm, that's one thing that I've really been brainstorming. Then another aspect is they may not necessarily be full time. In pharmaceuticals, most companies are struggling with finances. I had
Mm-hmm.
someone we were discussing, he said if you can get, there's what they call merchandisers. You want to launch a new product and you don't
Yeah,
want to employ full-time people. You just need
yeah,
people that will merchandise, like test out that product for you to see if it's going to be viable. So they can
yeah.
like come to me, I give them hand talents, people that can actually, these are just ideas. I don't know, I've not
Yeah, yeah.
really.
Oh, that's all we need is ideas that we need.
um so these are things I'm actually thinking about, you know. So
And for this idea,
mm,
it's very possible because you are still in the system and those people are still reaching out to you.
mhm,
Okay, okay, that's one. It's like HR, you know, HR, something around HR. However, you can
mm,
still look into, maybe intentionally look into what problem you can still solve for your sector, your niche, so that you probably can still service them even when you leave, or before you leave, you can still service them, and even when you leave, you can keep servicing them. Mm.
mm. Another thing I was looking at, working as there's what we call, let me use the layman language, contractor regional manager. Okay, still along the line of small companies that may not have the funds to pay a full-time regional manager. I can maybe offer like my services. Okay, maybe in a month I can check in like 2 weeks to see how to help your team, you understand, guide them, teach them, coach them, so this is another area. I'm not going to be working as a full-time regional manager. I will just offer my skills and my services to them, you know like a
You
contract
mean
kind of thing.
in your sector, right?
That's another thing I was also looking at. But
You mean in your sector,
like consultancy kind of thing.
and you mean in your pharmaceutical sector?
Mm-hmm. In my
Do,
pharmaceutical
do you
sector.
have do you have links with people outside your own brand? I mean, I don't know what they call it now.
Outside
How is
outside
okay? Yeah,
outside my own, it's still the same niche, the same pharmaceutical niche, but it's like different pharmaceutical companies. So we
yeah.
have like a group, reps, the marketers, we call them reps, the medical reps have their own group. They call it sales rep, like their own platform. Then the managers too, we have a kind of, although when it comes to the manager side, is not as strong as the reps. The reps, their own group is stronger than I don't know how they've been able to manage that. But we have these interactions amongst ourselves. We meet on the field. What's happening in your company? This is happening. Hi, and that kind of, so it's still the same pharmaceutical family, but different companies. So we have that interaction, yes, on the field, majorly, yeah, on the field. But there was
So
something
okay.
I was also thinking, if there was this like umbrella, like this association of, do you understand? That
Mhm.
association is not present. We don't have that association. I also thought
You
about
don't
that
have or you don't know about it. They're
we
supposed to
don't
do.
have a strong association of pharmaceutical. We don't have. We
But
just
it
have
exists.
in packets, in like different regions have their own. Do you understand?
Mm.
Like
Yeah.
in Ibadan, they have their own packets. In Ilorin, they have, that's how they are. I mean like a national, like a big umbrella body coming, everybody coming together. We don't have something like that.
But
Do you
something like that
understand?
now, it will take someone that has leg or someone that is very powerful to make that
Somebody
happen.
that, yes. So it exists in pockets, just in different, regions. But that umbrella is not there. Like bringing everybody,
So
pulling everybody together.
so aside field, you have been mentioning field. That means the training happens on the field. Is there any other way to make training happen aside field?
Yeah.
Maybe people
Another
gather
way,
in a conference room.
yes, another way trainings happen, like when we are going for what we call rollout meetings, you understand, when maybe the year is beginning, like every January we normally have rollout, so everybody will come to a particular location, so they do trainings during those periods. Those are the times we do trainings, you understand, so people can take their staff to maybe IITA, things like that. So those are the place periods where training happen. You gather your staff, you call an external person. Most times they invite external people to come and train. So those are the periods when training happen. Then
So
training also happens
when
on the field too.
yeah, so for that kind of training where people go to maybe IITA, for your own team, who trains them?
They invite people sometimes. They invite what we call resource persons, people that have.
Yeah.
So that is another niche for me. Do you understand? That is another niche.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, that's another niche, but it's a process. You get certified, you can't just, how will I put it? Certified trainers, they call them certified trainers. Yes. You get the accreditation, and those all those stuff. So during meetings like that, they invite you, right? You come and train the staff. So that's another niche.
So why are you not thinking of getting to that aspect? It's still part of pharmaceutical sector now.
It's still part. The reason why I was not really so keen, though is also in the pipeline, is a saturated, everybody wants to train, everybody wants to train. I'm not saying that one should not look into that aspect, but it's like it's oversaturated. Everybody is a trainer these days. So I was just looking
Mm,
at doing something else, something different. But it's
okay.
okay. It's a niche. It's okay. It's something I can also look into. But it's saturated. It's highly saturated.
Yes,
Most
it's,
times
it's fine.
when people come, they don't even pay them well. They just, the market is saturated. Sha. So these days, it's like
Okay.
everybody wants to train. You get.
Okay. Yeah, I get your point. So basically, from everything I've said, there are opportunities we can leverage on, and the best way to go about it is looking at how we can service or you can service your sector, even as you look at other businesses to work with. For example, the HR outsourcing. So every time people reach out to you for help, just know that that's a problem you can solve. So the next thing to be thinking of is that how can I put a system around this such that as I'm solving this problem, I'm not just solving problem because I can, but I have a business that can actually solve this problem. So if people are reaching out to you for staff to set
Mm,
up a team for them, that means it's high time you
mm,
start an HR company. So you might not have what it takes, you might not have all the time to start it. You can partner with somebody that is starting that you know. And say, okay, I have this idea. You are starting this. I can always bring you up. Let's have a contract together. Okay, we have this contract. I can always we run this together. Let me know what you need from me, what I need from you. Let's run it together. So sometimes we think of what can I start but sometimes it's what can I collaborate on. So you should
Collaborate
start looking
on.
at, yeah, who can for
Okay.
example, someone is doing insurance and you are saying that, okay, I have something I can deliver around insurance. Who can I collaborate with such that even though I am not deeply into it, but based on my own relationship and my strength, I can supply something that that person cannot supply. So the question now is, how do we make this work? How is there some way I can come in? Because most people that have businesses, they can't do everything. They also look for who to collaborate with to make it happen. If I see
Okay.
somebody that has something solid to bring for me, haba, it's better to share 1 million than to be making 100K alone. So
Okay.
one
So
thing we must be looking at
the
is
idea may not
collaboration.
necessarily the idea may not necessarily be building something, then
Yeah, from
collaborating.
scratch. Yes, collaborating. So once you
Okay.
see an idea that you think you can collaborate with, the next thing to do is, so that's why sometimes it's good to have, maybe it could be mentor, it could be somebody, it could be a, for example, a relationship. Now you can say, Uncle Tony, this idea I'm looking at, please let me look at it. How can I structure it? It's something we can just do a small research about. We already have our own contract based on the knowledge we have. So when the person is now suggesting, okay, the person might not even be sure of where to bring you in. But
Mm-hmm,
when you have
mm-hmm,
a clear direction, you can suggest, okay, this is where I'm coming in. This is where I can supply. This is what I think you can do. If the person finds it valuable and the person is also a
mm,
reputable person, you can, key into it. Before you know, your leg can be in two other companies and small things coming from there. Such that if you now say, okay, you even want to stand on your own, it's easier because
mm.
most businesses, what do you need? It is people. And
People. Yeah.
if you have the people and they're already coming to you for help, you already have a business.
Mm,
You already have a business. So let's say in the next 6 months, people are now coming to you for, okay, I want to buy land.
mm,
I want to buy house. Where can I see? If you don't have this idea that anything people come to you for is a problem you can solve, you can be solving that problem and you are not getting paid. But when
mm.
people start coming to you that they want to buy land, the next thing you are thinking of is, I need to start a real estate company. Or who can I collaborate with?
Collaborate
And
with.
not just selling for the person, but the person could give you a title in the company or a share and say, okay, I'm making you my blah 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 head of sales or head of something something. So you already have a leg there. And the person knows that you know people that the person will bring you in. So I want us to have this at the back of our mind that
Okay.
we are looking for either who to collaborate with or how to service our needs.
Okay. I've noted that.
Okay.
Okay, this
So
collaboration, I think
mhm,
is a good one. It's a good one because I have quite a number of people around me that I can always go to. Like if I need something, okay, this person, I know this. I have that. You understand? So I think it's time to reach out to them and see how I can further work with them. One may not necessarily start something from the scratch. Maybe what
mhm.
one may really need is collaborations actually. I didn't think about that. All right. Okay.
Then also maybe some
Mm,
of your clients, maybe that have businesses, is something we could look into. We could say, for example, we could start a training organization or something something we can, let's say one of your clients has a business and maybe mention to you that my staff are not doing well, this and that. A way to come in is to say, and I have this training academy, or I have this training institute that I started with a friend. We train staff. So at the back of your mind, you know somebody that does that. Let's say, for example, let's say I do that. The next thing is I can call my team. You can come and do a training. If you like it, you can retain us maybe every 3 months. You just come and train your people. So one thing we will not want to do is to come out as I do this, is that I have a team that does this. So when they see that you have a team that does this, it would help. They know that you are not just trying to hijack opportunities. They know that, and you show up with
It
your
builds
team. For example,
credibility. It builds credibility.
exactly,
Yeah, it builds
exactly.
credibility.
For example, if you say, Temi, there's a training somewhere, let's go together. I will say, let's go. I will go there. We train, we had a nice time, and they liked it. That company will just secure it for the next 1 year and say, okay, every 3 months, come and be training our staff. That's a passive income. And we
Yeah,
have, let's say we have like five of them like that. With that, you can calculate how much is coming from there.
sure,
That
sure.
did not happen because you have a business. That happened because you know
A
people that needed
collaboration.
it. It's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
collaboration. So it's something you need to look into.
Okay. It's clear. I think I love this because sometimes in life you need to know yourself. You need to look. I love looking inwards.
Mm,
I've looked at it. I'm not really this business. There are people that are born entrepreneurs. They are
mm,
born entrepreneurs. They can start anything and they will get it running. Now, there are
mm,
some of us that are not born entrepreneurs. And I always tell people that it is not everybody that will be a business owner. It's not all of us that will be business owners. And one thing about me is that I try to look inwards. I'm not a business, starting business,
mm.
running business. No, I'm not cut out for
Yeah.
that.
So
I'm not
I'm
cut out.
like the opposite of you. So I can wake up
Yeah.
tomorrow and start a new business
Start up something
from
and
ground
get it.
zero.
Yeah. Yes.
So what my problem could be is that I cannot get to the middle, and my head is like, omo, I don't understand this. What should I do? What should I do? So I now need somebody that knows how to, you know,
Help
knows
you,
how to sustain
bring,
it. Yeah, sustain
yes,
it and take it.
bring it. Yes. But you see
Yeah.
that
So
starting up, you don't have problem
starting,
with. You think
I
like
don't.
this,
There's
that
no.
executing is like this for you. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
hopefully.
yes. So
So
for people like
that's
us,
them.
I'm not cut out for building business. No, 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 no. So I think this collaboration thing will work, honestly.
Okay. Okay. So
Yeah.
let's note it. So let's
Yeah.
dive into a little bit of the social media space because that's one aspect I think we need to also maximize. Um, so one thing we need to do with your brand now is to so you have been working with a brand, you you have not intentionally put out your person as a solution provider or a problem solver. So the first thing we need to do is to do a foundational work on your account to define what you can do. There's a book that we recommend, Start with Why,
Start with
by
why.
Simon Sinek. I read the book last month and it's mind blowing. By
Simon.
Sinek, Sinek.
Okay.
So if you have the time to read the book, it will be very good. And if you don't have the time to read, I could help you with the audio. There's an app that can help you read book in audio, such that maybe as you are driving, as you are busy doing that, you can be listening to
I'll
yeah.
prefer that too.
Mm. So so we are going to work on your account just to put things in place. Not because that would give us a certain result, but it's just the background work that needs to be done. And then look at the platform we can actively be using. For example, you're already using LinkedIn, you are using Facebook. Another platform I want us to get active is your YouTube account because I'm hoping that we would start doing long form content, you know, when you are invited to speak, it's something you can get somebody record for you. You can put on social media platform. So that background work is very, very important. So what are the type of content you be talking about? Something that feels very natural to you. For example, leadership, sales, mistakes people make in businesses, how to build a winning team, stuff like that. And you can decide that every week you do a long form content.
Long form content.
You pick a topic and you talk about it. Yes, you pick a topic and you talk about it extensively.
I'm not active on YouTube at all. I'm not on YouTube.
It's not a problem. So, what are the outcome? The outcome we are looking at getting from it is that we have a public identity. People
Start
know, for
building my
example, you do
brand,
all this. Yes, start building your brand. So people know
personal
that you
brand.
do on Facebook. Yeah, on Facebook you do gist. That gist can continue. As it can be here and there. Anytime it comes to your mind, you just shoot it. But now you have to always, once in a while, connect it to a problem you can solve. The problem you can
Mm,
solve for people. Then
mm.
people start recognizing you as that person they can come to. So as people are reaching out to you physically, people should be able to come to your DM also online and say, we spoke about this thing. Can you tell me much more about it? Something like that.
Now, there's a question I want to ask Coach Temi.
Okay.
Is it possible for somebody to identify in two distinct perspectives? Okay, let me give you this idea now. On my Facebook, people know me for parenting, you know, parenting. I'm not into salesy on my Facebook. Do you
Mm,
understand? That's one
yeah.
aspect. Now on my LinkedIn, nobody knows me as parenting anything on LinkedIn. It's all about sales, leadership, blah 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 on LinkedIn. How do I marry those two together? This is like I'm two different, you
So
know.
you don't need to marry them. Since you have already identified that Facebook, you do more of parenting on Facebook, you can just focus on parenting for Facebook. So one thing I advise people to do is that push one thing, let one thing gain flesh before you start adding other things to it. So you can just continue your consistency on parenting on Facebook. However, if you have a class coming up on sales, you can post it there. But your priority for Facebook is parenting. So you now have to now create a system around that parenting. Okay, once in once in 2 months, you want to just do a live session on parenting. You can try it. You might not feel that people will join, but it's good to try to even see, okay, these people that used to comment, will they want to join a
If they
free
want to
live
join,
session? Yeah. When you
mm,
try it and some people join, when you do it maybe like 2, 3 times, you can now say, okay, you want to write a book based on the assessment you've gotten. You want to write a book on parenting and put a price and try to sell it, you know. But it starts from checking if people
checking,
can
yeah.
really,
Mm-hmm,
yeah, you
mm-hmm,
have to give it a try.
mm-hmm. If
Then
you
on
don't check, you
LinkedIn,
won't know.
exactly. So
Okay.
that's very important. But all these things we are discussing, it's sweet to discuss them. But when it comes to
Executing
implementation,
it.
you always need somebody to always either remind you or hold your hand and say, this thing you're supposed to do, let's do it.
That's what the
So,
main work is. Oh my God. But see, me, I have decided, see this year, anyhow, it must not be perfect. Let us shall start. Let's shall
yeah,
start. Let it not be perfect, but let's just start.
yeah,
So don't
very
worry.
important. So another thing you will be looking out for is as you are trying to help people is you look out for testimonials. Anytime you see testimonials or somebody share, oh, I like this, good feedback, you screenshot it. You
I've not been
screenshot it,
doing that. Okay.
keep it somewhere because one day it will be very, very useful. For example, if you want to sell a book on parenting, and you've gotten feedbacks, those things you have got, you can put them on the
Mm,
website, such that when people visit your
mm,
website, they see, oh, good reviews. You always screenshot them and keep them somewhere.
wow. And
Then,
I have all that. I've not been doing that too. Ah,
mhm.
okay. Noted.
Then if there are people you have helped before, something remarkable or a certain part of their life that they really got value from you, it's something you can reach out to them for. Maybe when you really need to do something substantial, and say, okay, can you share your story? It could be in writing form, it could be in video form. They will share their
Oh, wow.
story. That's another form of testimonial that you can use. For example, your team member that you really helped, maybe started from nothing, does not understand sales, someone like that. You
Okay.
can get the person to, or you can even interview the person, have a session with the person, just have conversation, or we can, let's say we agree to do a live session
The
and
life,
then you told the
yeah.
person to join. Yeah. Or you told the
Mm,
person to join and the person join and you say, or maybe you've already told the person that when you join, I will tell you to come and share your story. And the person joins and you say, okay, yeah, come on board, come and share your story with us. Last session. And the person says, I met us, blah, 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 blah. It's something we can capture like that and keep somewhere. You know.
wow.
So
Oh, that's a good one. Okay.
So what
Wow.
is very important about that is that we need to be conscious and be intentional about getting testimonials. There are people you will help, you will not come and testify. We need to get it out of them because if they are not paying for the help, at least they should be able to give the
At least they
testimonial.
should.
You need it. You need it. So those things
Okay.
are things to be working on.
Okay.
So I know I've said a lot of things. I
A
still have
lot.
more.
My book is full.
But what I really want us to start with,
Okay. The to do, at least the next, how will I put it, the next 3 weeks, 1 month to do things I can
yeah.
start like working on, almost immediately.
So if you really want to work on your account and all that. Um, what scares people out is the financial aspect.
Mm,
For example, you want to do designs, you probably want to run ads at some point, you want to edit this, you shot a video, you want to edit the video, you want to cut the video, it's a lot. But it's something you probably need to look into and ask yourself in a month,
where
how
do I
much
want
can
to?
I,
Mhm.
yeah, or how much can I even carve out for this? So when you
It's,
decide on that,
it's something one can always work towards. Okay,
yeah.
you can always work
So
towards that.
I said that so that you don't, maybe you're already thinking of it so that that does not discourage.
No, no,
It's
no,
part
no,
of
no,
the
no,
whole thing.
no, no. I am this kind of person that I understand what it takes. Like I was sharing with you this evening that the fact that I've been able to learn so many things outside my niche, so I know what is involved. You see this editing, there is work, I understand all these things. So like I said, it's something that I can, work towards. I'm already even thinking about having a budget for my personal branding. That one, every month I know that yes, this is it. Do you understand? I'm already thinking towards that direction. That okay, every month I'm carving out this budget for my own personal branding. So I understand all these things. So it's something one can work towards actually. It's not something that should scare someone because I know where I want to be. I understand that I need to be. People like us, time is, let me not say time is against us.
Yeah, it's
So it's not a problem. It's not a problem. You can arrange
so
that.
the first thing you look into
Mm.
is you look into your account. For me, I'm really ready to help as much as possible because like what gives me joy. So for me, what gives me joy is when I see people that are doing great work. I mean, when you've had records in the past, you've done good jobs physically, and it's now looking at because the whole technology shift and all that. So people are there's a whole lot. People, everybody, as much as they are working on ground, you need to be working online too. It gives
Mm.
me joy to help them bring their brand alive on
Alive.
media, alive.
Clarity,
And it's one
you know.
thing is that's the session I had with my boss today. He's someone
Mm.
that travels to he travels to Japan at least twice in a
Wow.
year. He trains
Wow.
people from 100, sometimes between 50 to 100 countries, like a Nigerian,
Wow.
travel to Japan to train people, delegate from the whole world. He trains
That's
them.
serious.
When I met him, I asked him some questions and he just opened his mouth. I said, why are you killing your brand online? Why is it that nobody knows about you? He said, people
Wow.
knows. I said, okay, how many people knows about you online? He could
Mm,
not say
mm,
anything.
mm, mm,
I
mm.
said, I challenge you to organize a training in Nigeria. Put 300K. How many people will come? He was just looking at me like this.
Wow.
He said sometimes you go to the US to train, sometimes you go to what kinds of place to train. He said he said, what if we make the training online so that people outside the country can come and register? I said, leave the people outside the country. Let's deal with Nigeria where you are.
Hmm.
He could not talk. That
How
means
many people know you?
is
Hmm.
how many people know you on ground?
Wow. That's
That was his
serious
challenge.
question. Wow.
And he felt he needed to do
Hmm.
something about it because he is planning to stop the training he's going this year in Japan. And I told him that you can't stop until you are able to tell the story of your trip to Japan for the last 10 years. If you don't tell the story before you stop the training, you have lost the opportunity. How will you be a Nigerian going to Japan to train? It's
Hmm.
uncommon.
It's
So we need to
uncommon.
use that
Exactly.
to build global
It's
brand. I was not telling
uncommon.
him that
Yeah.
when people from around the world come to your training, pick individual from each country, make them
Hmm.
ambassadors, let them organize training for
In,
you there.
yeah, in
We will now
each, yeah.
fly there,
So,
yes,
yeah. Yeah.
to train them. We're just looking like this. I said, what else do you want to do? You have spent your life doing this. If the training is not really paid for, it's like all this our JCI training, but they will take care of his
Okay.
trip and all that.
Okay.
So
Okay. Okay.
So I said, you can't forfeit 10 years of traveling to Japan. When he comes back, he breaks down for the next 2 weeks. He can't
And
do
nothing
anything
to show,
because of the
nothing to
stress.
like, no documentation. You don't even
No,
have
no,
no.
they have documentation. It's in the laptop.
Oh.
It's on their laptop. And I said, what is it doing in your laptop?
Oh God.
It's very
Are you
funny.
for real?
He didn't see it that way. But that's the standpoint me I was looking at it. That, no, if I
Eh,
was in your shoes, the world will know.
are you serious?
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Wow, wow,
So
that's profound though. I'm sure he see sometimes in life we don't just think about some things until somebody
yeah,
brings that clarity. You just be like, what? So I've been wasting, is crazy. Imagine somebody
he
like
was
that.
not thinking about it at
Wow,
all.
wow,
Yeah.
wow.
So
Ah,
so it gives me joy to say, okay, let's do this. For
mm,
example, we had a conference last year.
okay.
He has had that idea for the last 3 years. He messaged me when he was in Japan. He said, Temi, this thing I'm doing in Japan, I want to do it in Nigeria, but I don't think it's possible. I said, sir, it's
Why?
possible. Will I go ahead? So we drew out the plan. It cost us millions, but we did it last year.
Wow.
So when I
Hmm.
started the call with him today, he said he was happy that, or he's happy
Hmm.
that he did that project last year because he never thought it was possible.
It was possible.
I was, I was not like, we give it a try. If it fails, no problem. If you are successful, no problem. Then I said we'll do it again this year. I will keep doing it. So I said that to say that for me, it gives me joy, being part of the
Hmm.
program.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So
we all
what
we
I
all
think
need
we
we
should,
all need that person that can, turn our eyes to what we need to see, that clarity. We all need that one person. It's not easy. You see, somebody can be all over the place, but until you
yeah,
find someone that will help you streamline that, activity, streamline it to productiveness. If somebody does not help you to streamline, you will just be all over the place and you are not hitting results. So
yeah,
we all need. I really really appreciate this session, honestly. I know if I
so,
was to pay for it, this is plenty money and I will still pay
yeah.
for it, don't worry.
So what we'll do now is everything we have discussed today.
Mm-hmm.
So just meditate over them. Ideas
Okay.
will come to you. You probably could identify one or two persons. Let's see what we can do with this knowledge we have. Then what I would do personally is I would check your social media accounts. I would, just do a review on them, what we need to change. Then um, we'll now, hmm, yeah, maybe we'll have to edit some bios, do some little setup. Then we'll now look at, so maybe I should even leave you to that,
Hmm.
to come up with a plan, something you can always do weekly and something you can
Weekly.
always do monthly. Yes, weekly and monthly. For
Weekly
example, on
and
your
monthly.
Facebook,
Okay.
yes, you have that parenting stuff going on. Is this something you want to do every day? Is this something you want to do once in a week? Is there an idea you want to, let's say, for example, this February now,
Mm.
you can say, okay, this February, I want to channel all my communication towards an idea. Maybe a way parents should, there's an idea you should have for February. Then also your sales also, the other aspect. You should also have an idea for the month. All your communication will be revolving around that idea
For the month.
majorly. Yes. Then when we get to March also, have an idea of what you want to communicate to your
Yeah.
audience.
Yeah.
So that everything is coming
Mm.
back to a point. So that you are not repeating exactly the same thing, but what you are trying to say is towards the same angle. It also helps people to, yeah, follow up with what you are
Consistency,
communicating.
start building consistency. People will start expecting, they start, you know expecting that, okay, so time we should be expecting this, so that consistency, you start building it gradually.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I've noted that. What can you do weekly or monthly? All right, so I'll come
Okay.
up with
So
that.
you are
I'll
working with two different brands, the parenting and this other
And
aspect.
the same, yeah, the other aspects, yeah.
Okay, okay. So let's end it here. We would catch up later. So I'll be expecting feedback from you. Your feedback would help me know what next we should do.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really, really
You're
appreciate.
very
Thank
welcome,
you.
man.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Please say me well to Auntie Rita and Wura.
They will hear, they will hear.
They're making noise there in the background.
All right, take care,
Thank
man.
you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah. Good night.